Hey guys, so today I want to give you guys a quick update of my life and then tell you about how I got my job as a data analyst working in downtown DC. So, as all of you who may have known, I graduated from American University in December, and now I have a job working as a data analyst near McPhearson Square. So this is my badge of honor. So yeah, I'm just gonna tell you about quickly how I got my job. So I started applying in early January, and I think January 6th because that's when Christmas and New Year officially ends. And then I got like around 10 callbacks. I used ZipRecruiter as my job board. So job board is very important because it determines like your accessibility to the companies. In my opinion, ZipRecruiter works the best. I don't work for them. I just, think I had the best experience working with Zip. And I don't have the best experience working for Indeed. LinkedIn I will say is also pretty good, but Indeed sucks. Indeed and Glassdoor, they suck. So don't waste your time. Use ZipRecruiter. I like their one-click apply button. So I got 10 interviews, 10 callbacks in January, in the month of January, and I got into 3 final rounds. And in near February, the end of late January, so I got one offer in the mid February, and I start my job in March. So I've been working for almost a month now. So yeah, I learned a lot from it. I just hope this video can help you guys learn a lot from it too. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up or, anyways, if this video gets more than 50 views, I'll make another video on my experience working in the position as data analyst. So my major, first of all, was in quantitative analysis. I have a bachelor's degree from University of Illinois in statistics, and now I have a master's in quantitative analysis, which is also statistics. So I would say, first of all, your resume is really important. Your resume is like, your appearance. If your resume is not good, companies are not going to give you the callback. First of all, like when there's a job opening, the guy that guards the door for your resume to be revealed by the hiring manager or the higher class hierarchy people are someone who is called the recruiter, right? So recruiter, he or she actually knows nothing about like a lot of technical stuff, but he or she knows a lot about reading resumes. So they're not going to spend a lot of time to read each resume. They're going to spend on average 10 to 15 seconds with one resume. And then if you don't have anything on resume that impress them, they're going to filter a resume, and then your resume gets shredded the very next day. So out of 400 resumes that apply within the next coming days, only 10 or 15 of them will get a callback. And then only maybe 10 of them will get another second round with the hiring manager, which is another phone call. These are called the phone screens. These are the preliminary rounds. But how to make your resume attractive, first of all. So I know a lot of you probably apply and don't hear back from companies, and you wonder why. Like you don't even hear back. So that means your resume is not attractive, and your resume, you don't have anything to impress your the recruiter. So you write your resume like this, and the recruiter is gonna look at your resume, and then he or she is gonna check the skills that is necessary for the job description. So always tailor your resume for a different job description. Don't use the same resume. Tailor them. Read the job description and highlight the skills, on your resume. So this is actually how my resume looks like. My resume looks like this. So I actually highlight a lot of my skills here. This is my internship skills, and I would say, and then these are my education. I would say definitely highlight your skills, because the skills are the part that matters the most when you're looking for a data analytics position, because this company want to see what you can bring to the table. Like don't put like a lot of irrelevant stuff. Like say you volunteer for like Africa, you volunteer for Peace Corps, like who cares, right? Like once you're in data analytics, you only put the stuff that matters on the resume. Like you can win the international Olympics of like whatever competition, and if it's not what the skill set the company needs, you're not going to get hired. Also, don't think that just because you have a super high GPA, you're going to get hired automatically. That is just not the case, because companies, they really care about GPA. Because the reason why they don't care about GPA, because GPA is just like, it's different from school to school, major to major. It's just not a good criteria to evaluate a person, like an applicant. Because I know personally, BU, Boston University, is kind of, deflating the students' grades, and Harvard is kind of inflating the students' grades. So you can never really tell a person's ability and how their compatibility with the position based on their GPA. So GPA doesn't really matter. School name matters to a certain degree. Like it will carry a long way if you're like Harvard, Yale, Princeton. But if you're like, let's say, like if you're Purdue, and then like if you're Ohio State, if you're like no, NC State, it's about the same. Like your major, I would say matters more. Like it definitely goes a long way if you're in STEM, if you're like computer science, if you're in engineering. Like in my case, I'm a data analyst, I'm a data analytics. So it's one of the more marketable fields. But if you don't have that, it's okay. I think your school name matters more if you're in law school or you have an MBA degree. Let's say if you graduate from Georgetown with a law degree, then you're probably more set. But if you graduate from like UVA from a MBA, then you're pretty marketable. But in data analytics, as long as you graduate from a well-known school within the area and then you have the relevant experience, then you're set. I would say the experience that helped me the most is this thing, the research assistant thing. My internship experience wasn't impressive because 2 of them was with a foreign company in China, and 1 of them was also with a company in New York, which is also a Chinese company. So my internship experience wasn't super impressive, but like I said, internship, it matters more, your title, your job title, and then the name of your company is probably carry more weight than what you actually do. Because I know a lot of people kind of inflate on, their job, what they do on an internship, because companies, they know that you're not going to do a lot in your internship. So like, even if you put like super long, it doesn't matter because seriously, you don't do a lot as an intern. You go into a company, you work as an intern, but you don't really do a lot. You probably sort documents, you answer some calls, you deliver coffee for the managers, but that's it. Basically that's it. You don't do a lot, and you don't even have company access. You're essentially just a sit-in, like a tourist, when you do an internship. So don't think internship, the title matters more, but I would say academic experience is probably even more useful. Like it's better, if equal, if not better than an actual internship, because it's actually relevant experience. Like for example, I have Bayesian experience, I have Bayesian skills and stuff. And when I went to one of my final rounds, the second round was of course talking to the hiring manager, and then the recruiter doesn't know a lot of technical stuff. So put a lot of terminology, like technical terms, like I said, this, ETL process, data warehousing, R, SAS, all SQL, all the, terminology there. And then the next round would be talking to the hiring manager who knows more stuff. So he's going to talk to you more about like more technical stuff. And then once you pass that round, they're going to schedule an on-site interview for you, which I did, I think in late January. I had 3 on-site interviews. And a lot of times it's like they're going to ask you to present some of your projects and stuff. And they're going to have the technical team sit with you for an hour or 2. And then they're going to talk to you one by one, review your resume one by one, literally like grilling you. And then usually they will have you take a test. They will have you in my case, I took a test with one of the companies and I took another programming exam with another company. It's usually like a coding interview. That's called a coding interview. So definitely treat those coding interviews seriously. Don't think you're going to pass them just because you did well at school. Most of us probably not going to remember anything that happened at school. So once you get to the phase of a coding interview, you probably forgot 80% of the knowledge already. So you definitely need to refresh and study them to prepare well for a coding interview. So treat them like how you treat a midterm with a coding interview. So don't, treat them seriously, essentially. So yeah, like I said, I failed 2 coding interviews because I forgot how to do it. And I studied really hard for my SQL. The company that hired me actually had me do a take home and I passed it with flying colors. And I think the very next Friday, I was given a verbal offer, which is I think early February. And then the very next week, the very next Monday, I got a email offer, but it doesn't come with packages and stuff. And the next week, it comes with the entire package, the I-9 forms, all the forms, like the tax forms, like employment letter and stuff, and comes with something like, congratulations, dear Mr. Lewis, congratulations, with pleasure to extend you with an offer of employment to join our team. That's like when you're officially in, and then they're going to schedule for an orientation week. That's the thing a lot of people probably don't know is like, even if when you get hired, you cannot just work right away because there's a lot of legal issues involved. It takes them a long time to come up with the letter, the offer letter and stuff, because they had to make sure it's meticulous, it cannot have any flaws for you, like to sue them and stuff like that. And then you can only start working on orientation week. And that's what I did. I started working get my orientation week on early March, and that's when I officially started working. It took about 3 weeks after I got my official offer packet. So yeah, so like I said, it's a very grueling process. I can understand it's hard to get a job in college and when you're straight out of college, especially first off, because that's the thing, because a lot of schools, they don't really prepare you for like the job market. They prepare you more for the next phase of your career. So, at school, they have a curriculum from undergrad, to master's to grad school. Schools prepare you more for that than for the job market. So you kind of have to work it out on your own. But like I said, you just have to read the job description and learn about them, and then learn about the ETL process. Like I said, I would say programming, you should definitely know about SQL, know about R, know about SAS, know about Python. And then for the process, for the big data, you should definitely know about the ETL process, the Microsoft Azure, the AWS, Cloud, Oracle. You should learn about that before you do your interviews. And then a lot of interviews are very superficial. So once you can bypass the guards, bypass the coding interviews, you're fine. Like you can learn more in detail, in depth when you're in the job. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm learning more in depth with SQL. Like before I started my job, my SQL is probably a 6 or 7. Now I'm playing with Microsoft SQL Server more, and then my SQL skills get a lot better. What I learned, I get paid to do it, which is good. So yeah, so if you're in data analytics, or if you're in statistics looking for a job in data analytics, good luck. I want to say good luck to all of you. I know how hard it is. It took me a month and a half to get a job. And I had to go through so many steps, so many coding interviews, and the waiting, it sucks. And I would say I count myself lucky, because not only did I get into the healthcare industry, right now with the COVID-19, with coronavirus, it's like if I found my job a month later, I'll be screwed. I'll be so screwed. And if I start working a week later, I would never knew how an office feels like, and I wouldn't get paid on time. And I got myself lucky, but I wish all of you who are in statistics, who are looking for a data analytics job, good luck. And then do the best, do the following, learn about the skills, read the job description, update your resume, make your resume attractive, and then, make a resume like this. And then eventually you'll get your work ID like this. So yeah, so good luck. And then if you like my video, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, it's fine. Like I said, if I have 50 views, I'll make another video on how my job, what my day of life is like working as a data analyst. So thanks for watching, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye.